So thank you to 93.7 The Bridge to sending us to Welcome to Rockville with a press pass, which was awesome. The first band that we interviewed was Saliva. It's a little rough. If you're following the channel, you'll understand why. I think everything went wrong that morning that possibly could have.
Yeah, we were definitely a little frazzled, and it was day one of the festival, and literally within the hour of gates opening. So a lot going on, a lot of wind to contend with. We were outdoors, little extra space than we anticipated. So it was just, again, a learning curve for us. So it does get better throughout the weekend.
Yes, I'm loud. Nobody else really is, so it does get better.
Yeah, but we had a great time sitting down with Brad and Bobby from Saliva. We had a great conversation with them and talked all things music, and it was a really good conversation.
Yeah.
So let's jump in.
But yeah, I guess let's jump in and ask you some questions about, well, first of all, music, but as I mentioned to you before us, so I want to learn a little bit more about your touring as well and what that looks like. But I guess to start, Revelation, obviously, that's your newest album and all of that. What were your influences for that?
Well, Wayne and I had kind of talked early on when we were going to make the record, and I played him the music and ideas for the song "Come Back Stronger," and he listened to it, and he was like, "Bro, we just need 10 of those. That's what we need." I mean, he's being funny, but he was like, "That's the blueprint. That's what we should go after." And it was just very kind of a little more heavier, tuned down, and then we just kind of started writing songs and just trying to gather from all areas, of ideas. And then COVID happened, and when that happened, it kind of changed things a little bit. From my perspective, I was going through sobriety, I got sober in 2018, and then we toured all 2019, and I just had forgotten that I was sober, and so when it really 2020, I got to reflect more on it with being home and stuff, and all of a sudden, me and my wife are teachers because the kids are not in school, so we're teaching at home and all this stuff.
Turning everything upside down.
Right, so gave me a great deal of respect for teachers, I'll tell you that.
I learned how to cook.
Yeah.
That's what we spent a lot of work on.
Yeah, cooking.
So we the songs started to, it wasn't just it just changed. And then I started to be able to dive into the lyrics and stuff on certain songs like Crows and High on Me. Those songs came out in 2020. They were written in that.
I hear a little bit of industrial new metal with Crows. Okay.
Right. All right. And I'm going to that because Wayne's, a lot of our influences are all over the place. But he really loved that industrial stuff, like Nine Inch Nails,
Power Man 5000.
And so that's exactly what we were going for.
Okay.
Is try to modernize a little bit.
Bert noticed that definitely with the Crows, and also How to Be Human was the other one I think that we really liked.
Toxic, there's songs like that on there that are very old school industrial filter kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I love filter bands and that. So I would say that there were several influences. Lyrically, all the sober stuff, there's a lot of songs that probably are about that, addiction and a lot of that stuff. So.
Yeah, that's interesting too that you mentioned just sobriety and COVID and of course, Wayne's passing before releasing the album. So we were curious if there were kind of life experiences and events like that have maybe shifted, writing influences or your artistry in ways.
The time too. I mean, a lot of bands sometimes they're just okay, we're going to make a record in 2 months, and then they just, it's a cycle, and they go and they do it. Or whatever. This was different for us because our intention was to, we didn't, before COVID happened, it was like, okay, we were going to do that. Let's make the record, write it in 2 months, 3 months, put it out summer of 2020 or whatever. That didn't happen. So then it was like, all right, we'll just take our time. We wrote more songs. We ended up with 35 songs. We chose 12 out of 35 or 34. But then 2021, we wanted to kind of celebrate the 20th anniversary of Every 6 Seconds.
So we recut some of those too.
We did some of those, and then we did that. And then okay, we'll put a new record out in 2022, and then that didn't happen. Ended up in 2023.
Pushed back, you know.
Yeah.
So and then in all that time, we kept writing and stuff. So, I mean, you know, there's Toxic, one of the last ones written for the record.
And oddly enough, we did the Come Back Stronger video with Wayne, and that was the last song to come out, and then it passed. So that was just lyrically thinking about Come Back Stronger, because we didn't know what we were going to do after. I mean, when that happened, of course, we just went home and we're like, what do we do with ourselves now? We're just devastated. We're lost, you know.
There was like 22 shows.
We just canceled everything. You know,
I think we wanted to play. We didn't really know what to do. And then, you know, we did a celebration and stuff, which was great. And kind of had this like awakening, like, you know, moment of like, you know, I think that he would be very mad that we weren't doing this. You know?
Yeah.
He would even
Very
tell us,
upset.
he's like, y'all keep this going. If anything ever
he was
happens to
always
me,
like that.
please keep it going, you know.
And Come Back Stronger. Right?
And then that was oddly
You know?
enough,
Yeah.
and then that song came out, and it was just like, wow, you know, like just an interesting.
Life imitating art or whatever.
Right, right.
You know.
And he and I became very, very close. And you know, I've been in the band almost 13 years, and he and I just became very, very close. And man, we would have 2-hour conversations on the phone sometimes and just talk about just music, just deep stuff, crazy stuff. Anytime he had a problem with something emotionally or whatever, he would call me, and we would just chat and just, you know, I'd be up till 1 a.m. talking on the phone together. You know, so we had that thing that you know, where, you know, I knew a lot about him, and he knew a lot about me, and I think that he just felt that, you know, one thing he said, and I never said this to anybody, a lot of people knows, but one thing I remember him telling me, he goes, you know what, he goes, what I love, well, he said it actually to somebody, so what I love most about being in a band with Bobby and being in this version of Tenor Saliva is I can finally be myself. I felt like when I was doing the early day stuff, it was all about labels and, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta look like this, you gotta do that. No, don't play solos because those aren't cool. And so, and he was like a ripper from the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so he and when I got in the band, I was all about, no, you gotta fucking do that. You gotta fucking shred. We're gonna have solos and we're gonna have this, and, you know, grow your hair long, grow a beard, and be yourself. Do what you want to do.
Like the authenticity.
He wanted to be Rob Zombie's brother. That's what he wanted to be.
He started
Gotcha.
getting tattoos.
Yeah.
One thing about Wayne, he had no tattoos until he was like 40.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like full on, like, you know, with like big claw or some shit right here. I was like, God damn. So,
Wow.
like, there's no going back after that.
Yeah,
I mean,
no kidding.
You know, like a regular job, maybe somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah, my
crossing
wife would
40. I
divorce
got
me,
to.
dude.
He didn't go face or nothing. That's even crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, I couldn't do that.
But he went neck, and it was at, like the back of his neck. It was crazy.
That's a commitment, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it is.
Let's see. So you had mentioned, obviously, you've been in the band for 13 years, you said, and Saliva in general has a huge catalog of songs. You know, outside of some of those classics that everybody knows, like, what are songs that you would want either your fans that are familiar with your older music? What should they be listening to that's new, whether it's Revelation or something else?
Yeah, I think it's find what you connect with, because everybody's different, and like I always try to make records that have something for everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you go through it, it's like a book, or like a diary or something. You know, every emotion and everything, every song is going to have a different, you know, stamp, you know, on it. And I think like there's people that go, man, I really love Die Before You Fly, How to Be Human. But then other people are like, I really love Horizon. You know, so it's finding what you know, what it means to you. I mean, you can like them all. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they should. Kind of with, you had mentioned too about the 35 songs with Revelation. You know, you selected the 12. Are you planning to release any of the other ones, or what ends up kind of the cutting floor?
Well, that's what we're working on now. Just trying to figure out, like, we're trying to, we're we're working through some things. We're gonna release some stuff. Yeah, we got some stuff we're about to do. I mean, we did a whole almost a whole covers record too.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Some really cool songs. Man.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Okay, nice.
I love a good cover.
Some songs that didn't make the record, it's not like they were bad songs. It's just it kind of has to fit with what's happening with
Right.
the band and what we're feeling like is the strongest. And also, I mean, if there's if there's 4 kind of slower songs, we're not gonna probably put all 4 of them on. You know,
Right,
it has to sort of balance itself. The record itself has to have some balance to it. You know, and you don't want to put out all super heavy shit either. You gotta kind of mix it up. And some of the songs that rise to the top are the best we felt of those kind of songs. Because we kind of were like our own A&R people. Because the label, they help, but you know what I'm saying. And there's people who have opinions about each song, but it's
What single do you guys want to release? What single do you guys want to release?
yeah. There's that conversation.
Yeah.
Every
The
day.
voting system or whatnot. Yeah.
We were thinking this. What were you guys thinking?
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Well, I love that, balancing the record and the tracks and making it flow together. I've heard you guys in other interviews mention balance a lot before too. What does that look like for you guys? I know you have a busy touring schedule. What does balance look like in terms of life and everything, family? And
Yeah, you've got to, because life is precious and short. And so I'm grateful that I don't think we've ever been one of those bands that's like, all right, let's go on the road for 6 months. We don't really tour that way.
what is your style? How do you decide where
We go out for I think the longest we have ever went out. Well, I mean, there's been some tours.
First Snafu tour was 40 shows.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
We hadn't done that in a long time, though, right?
Yeah, and there was some that were like 6 in a row, day off, 5 in a row, and that about killed us. So
Yeah.
let's stop doing that shit.
But we try to do 3-4 weeks, and then some fly weekend stuff, and then
Okay.
so you're still home.
Yeah.
Very curious about that. How many are on the bus at once, or do you have
How many
multiple?
smelly ones, or
Right.
5 band full crew.
yeah.
Wow. We like I said, we have a tour bus, but there's only 2, and that gets tough. We're always curious when we see them go by. Like, how do you guys do
Our driver
this?
used to race this track.
Really?
Chris Lafferty, he was in the truck series. He was
Oh, wow.
a former driver. So
Okay.
when we're back there, we're like, you're not in NASCAR. Take the turns a little slower. We're not cattle. No, we mess with him. He's a good sport. He's a good guy. Yeah, I mean, bus life is not for everybody.
No.
A lot of people that are like, I want to be a musician and go on tour. Okay, try it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, you don't really have a lot of personal space. I mean, you have
Yep.
a bunk, and that's about the only place you can go. And Wayne would take over the back line. We called it Wayne's World. Wayne's just back there, and on his bus, because he actually owns a coach too. It has its own bathroom and shower back there too. So
Oh, nice.
we wouldn't even see Wayne for like a couple days if we didn't have to. He'd just stay back there.
The cave, fully complicated.
And he was fine with that.
It makes sense when you're back there. Why they call it the cave?
Yeah.
So when you guys tour, is it, because you have a bus as well, are you taking out multiple buses and then of course on your equipment? Or
Can't afford all that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
expensive.
That's a weird thing because even diesel alone, we're like, ouch,
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you what, before 2020, it was costing me like $300 to fill it up. Now it's
Yep.
like $700.
That was the same when we bought ours. It was only 300 and something in Seattle, and now it's $500, $600, $700. It's wild how much it's gone up.
It's double.
We should wrap it up soon, Chip. I have one question. So, this TikTok that you're doing with your daughter, so did that come about with COVID? And have you brought her on stage for any performances
She
yet?
came on last night. She'll come on today.
Oh, really? Nice. Awesome.
Very talented. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she that came actually when Wayne passed. When Wayne passed, it was more or less like I was home and I was already working with her on some stuff. She was 11 then, and then I just had a friend that was doing really well on TikTok, and he was like telling me that Saliva needed to get on TikTok. And I don't know. More, I think we're old school. We're kind of
Yeah. Can't someone else handle this one?
Yeah.
Right.
What's going on?
And I was just kind of sitting, in the studio room. Let's do something fun. Let's just whatever. We had a couple covers, some cover stuff we had done. He said, let's just do this 30 seconds to Mars. And that was the one we did. And then my son, like the next day or whatever, said, Dad, that video's got like 200,000 views on it.
Wow.
I didn't know. And so I was like, oh, all right. I opened the app and it was like 1,000 comments and like all these messages. And it was just, and that was my first sign of like,
Well, how did she feel about that, to have that fame now on social media?
she's just, she's 12.
12, yeah, just living it up.
Yeah, she's great though, and she loves doing it. I'm excited for her solo stuff to be released, and but it's been fun, and it's great bonding, being able to do that. And I think parents, and that's what's been great for me as a dad, is getting those messages.
Yeah.
From dads.
Yeah.
That I've read it all, man. Dads
Right
go
on.
through custody battles and things, and these songs like cheer them up and these videos and stuff, and that makes it worth it. To be able to know that us bonding and singing together, people showing their kids and stuff, and shows them too. Hey, you can sing. You can do this, so I think it's a very positive thing.
Yeah, really inspiring. I think I can't even believe she's 11, 12. Voice gorgeous.
She's 12. Yeah, she'll be 13 in July. So
Nice.
and she does. That's why she doesn't have her own TikTok, because you have to be 13.
Oh, did not know that.
I've just been like just building it, and then when she's 13, she can have it.
Right on.
You can't buy that kind of love. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like a phenomenon.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
for
something that
real.
most people may never see, within the business.
And I was
just-
never one of those to like figure out. Okay, how do I figure out the algorithm? Or
Yeah, I gotta post it this time of day.
Yeah, yeah.
Just the videos just do what they do, and
Yeah.
it's been great. So.
Right on.
We're really looking forward to seeing her on stage with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll want to be aware of your time, and we know you got.
Yeah, we gotta let him go.
Here, so just
It was
things you did
almost-
cover band stuff, or covered songs coming out. Anything else that you're really excited about on the horizon?
Oh, I don't know that we're going to release that.
No.
I was
Oh.
just saying that in the midst of the whole COVID 3 year, or
Gotcha.
2020 to 2022, we were ADD in music. We were like, okay, we got this record. Okay, we got the every 20 years thing. Okay, and we got all these like covers. I don't know what we're gonna do with them, what we're gonna do with them, but we have them, and there's some really, really cool stuff that I would love to release. I think it's just timing and stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to see something in the future, then. That'd be rad. We know you gotta go.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Thank you guys.
You guys saw